On this episode of China Uncensored, Chinese tourists behaving badly. Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. Now, you may have heard that Chinese tourists do not have the most sparkling of reputations. But good news, everyone. I was checking out the state-run CCTV's Facebook page. You know, the one that would be banned inside China. And it turns out, China's National Tourism Administration has laid out 9 kinds of misbehavior sufficiently serious to get a person put on the tourism blacklist. That means potentially no leaving China for 2 to 5 years. Yes, they may prevent their own citizens from leaving China for behaving badly. So here are the 9 things Chinese tourists are forbidden from doing. Number 9. Interfering with aircraft or public transport. Like in March, when a man opened the emergency door to get some fresh air while waiting for takeoff. Or when one guy deployed the slide so he could get off the plane quicker. That cost $15,000 to fix. In fact, in the first 6 months of 2015 alone, this happened 15 times. Number 8. Damaging public facilities. Like poor Shanghai Disneyland. A month before it even opened, thousands of tourists trashed the grounds, stomped the gardens, did other stuff, and clearly did not stay on that path. Number 7. Offending local traditions, cultures, or living habits. So Malaysia is a mostly Muslim country, and it has a conservative view about nudity. For example, when 4 foreigners stripped naked on the top of the sacred Mount Kinabalu, they were blamed for the earthquake that killed 16 people just a few days after. So it was maybe a bad idea that this group of Chinese tourists took all these nude photos on a Malaysian beach. Number 6. Destroying cultural and historical relics. Now, I can't read ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, but I'm pretty sure this didn't originally say Ding Jing Hao was here. Yes, in the ancient Luxor temple, the one in Egypt, not Las Vegas, a teenage Chinese tourist carved his name on the wall. Number 5. Participating in gambling, prostitution, or drug use. Well, what's the point of even being on vacation then? Dongguan has earned the nickname Capital of Sex in China, where people travel specifically to participate in gambling, prostitution, or drug use. In 2014, authorities led a massive prostitution bust. They arrested 67 people and shut down 12 brothels. This one has the "I can see you on the toilet from my uncomfortable bed" theme going on. Number 4. Threatening the public safety. This image speaks for itself. That's a gun on an airplane. It's probably fake, but since people have now been escorted off planes for doing math, this is still a pretty bad idea. Number 3. Damaging the ecosystem and breaking wildlife protection regulations. Nanjing is known for its beautiful cherry blossoms. They look especially nice when people shake off all the petals so they can take a nice photo. Though I do have to say, climbing that tree in those heels is pretty darn impressive. Number 2. Perpetuating low-taste or superstitious ideas. Well, these tourists are certainly being superstitious. And finally, number 1. Other behavior that causes a negative impact. Ah, how wonderfully vague. I wonder if defecating in public counts. But before you start filling up the comment section with hate speech about Chinese people, think about this. You don't really have this problem with people from Taiwan or Hong Kong. This happens in a society where the Chinese Communist Party has spent 60 years ruining traditional culture and values so they could establish their own ideology. In fact, among these things that the Chinese government is telling its tourists not to do are things the government specifically told them to do just a couple of generations ago, like destroying cultural relics, smashing public property, and disrespecting local traditions. So really, how much of the blame should we really put on the Chinese people? And if you want to learn more about how the Chinese Communist Party specifically destroyed Chinese culture, watch this video. So what do you think of the Chinese Tourism Administration's prohibitions? Leave your comments below. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time. So you remember how I was in South Korea a few months ago? Well, it was paid for because I was in a sponsored TV show. I got to experience South Korea's unique combination of traditional and modern medicine. Plus, I got to wear some pretty awesome Korean outfits. So click here to watch that video. They told their citizens to destroy priceless cultural relics. So why are they surprised when their citizens destroy priceless cultural relics?